YouTube live Zoom thingy.
I'm clicking live right now. Okay. So, hold on 1 second. Okay, so we are live. Let's see. Okay. All right, everybody. How's it going? You're watching Dad versus CPS. This is Michael here. How's it going, everybody? So tonight we are going to do we're doing a part 2, right, of an interview with Erica Thomas. She's right here with me on the screen right now. Right now she's got the light kind of dim because she's got her son. He's asleep in the room, right? So we don't want to wake him up, right? But she wants to finish her story. She definitely wants to let people know, the rest of her story, because I had to cut it short yesterday. I tried to give everybody the mic as long as we can do it. That's available for me, right? Even if we don't get to finish it, well then, we can always do a part 2. I want to give everybody the opportunity to be able to tell their story the way it happened, the way nobody understands it. Because sometimes when we're in court, right, there's only a one-sided story, right, that they're telling, what I'm saying, but we never get a chance to tell ours, right? Maybe we didn't know that we could speak the way we can speak now, but we're catching on, right? The people are catching on. Parents are definitely catching on. Okay. So hold on 1 second. I'm going to just share this to my Facebook real quick.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna share it to my Facebook one time because I don't want to be taking up some time here. Okay, there we go. I got to share it on my Facebook. Great. Okay, guys. So just a quick recap on what's going on. Okay. Once again, I got Erica Thomas. She's from Texas, San Antonio, Texas. She's gonna finish up her story from yesterday. And just do a little recap of what just happened, right? Okay, so Erica Thomas has been dealing with CPS since 2016, right? But she really didn't have her son removed, and not from her, right? From her baby daddy. Her son got removed from him in Dallas, Texas, right? And she was in San Antonio, Texas, right? So, and they didn't even give her the opportunity to even go pick up her son, right? Or any family member or anything. They just took him to foster care, right? They didn't even give her the chance, right? So she's been fighting this whole time, ever since then, right? And what happened? Let me fast forward a little bit towards the middle, right? So eventually, Erica's parental rights do not get severed. She doesn't lose her parental rights, right? But they kept her in litigation for quite some time, right? Where they ended up placing her son, her older son, in the possession of her brother, right? And he was awarded managing conservatorship, and she was given possessory conservatorship, right? And so that's kind of where it stands right now, right? So let me fast forward a little bit towards the end now, right, to the present time, right? So now, after some time has passed, Erica, how long has your brother have had your son so far?
The final order was last done in 2017.
Okay, so there was a final order. Okay, so there was a final order done in 2017. So he's had managing conservatorship of your son since then, right? But it's only recently, and then the CPS case kind of closed, right? And that's the way they left it, right? They kind of just pulled out, right? And she had possessory conservatorship, right? So right now where we're at with Erica is now, for whatever reason, why her brother does not want to watch her son anymore, or can't, or unable to, or it hasn't come to light yet, right? I'm sure he has his reasons, right? But what he's done
I know his reasons. Y'all are gonna find out in the video.
Yeah. So what he's done instead, right? Instead of telling the courts, right, that hey, judge, or everybody, I can't, I'm unable to watch her son, my nephew, anymore, right? So I would like to give conservatorship back over to Erica. No, he doesn't do that, right? Instead, right, his ex-girlfriend, because I guess they're not together, right? but his ex-girlfriend, right? He gives over, he
You're
establishes,
claiming common law.
yeah, he establishes, well, they're not living together, right? From what I understand.
No, they've been
Okay.
broken up for 2 years, and
Okay.
they'll announce that.
Okay. So what her brother has done is established a guardianship with his ex-girlfriend, right? Well, they say they're common law married, right? But they're not together, obviously. Right. And so they wrote up some documents, right? And she hired an attorney, right? And now she's suing Erica, right, in court. And what's going on now is that she's trying to convert that guardianship into a managing conservatorship, right? And so that's where we're at today, in present time, right? So Erica has court again in February, and yesterday we were showing the video, one of the videos that had happened in that court.
We're still
Now,
going to finish it because we weren't done, but I'm going to show him. I want to show them some documents right now.
sure, no problem.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead. So I'm past everybody. I'm gonna pass the mic to Erica so she can finish the story. All right, go ahead.
So I'm going to share my screen, guys. Okay. We are going to go to, we're going to go to my Gmail account. Because I save everything to like my Gmail. It's the safest source to have as a platform in case like something goes down. And then I'm going to pull up this first document. I'm going to make it a little bit big. So this form that I pulled up, it's called the Texas Department, it's the Department of Family Protective Service State College Tuition and Fee Waiver Form.
Can you make it a little bit bigger?
Yeah. I can make it big. Do you need it bigger?
Yeah, it's just so that people can see.
Okay, I think that's the biggest that I can do.
Okay.
Obviously, they put a check mark because I was in their conservatorship before their 18th birthday. So I just wanted to put this on the screen because obviously I've talked a lot about foster care, and I just wanted to prove that I'm not lying. I'm being honest to viewers that are watching, because obviously CPS are liars. So I just have to, I know I shouldn't have to prove myself to viewers, but as for someone who hates CPS, I think I should.
What exactly is this document that you're showing us? I'm still
This
not.
is actually a tuition and college tuition and waiver. I am showing you this document because currently I am going to school at San Antonio College. I'm going to
Okay.
pull that up too. Watch. Hold on, not there. Not that. I was watching the video earlier today. The one that we were watching, because I'm going to also try to answer questions regarding people that were watching the video. So I'm going to go to my credentials because I am a student.
What college are you going to, Erica?
I'm actually going to San Antonio College.
Okay, there you go. The Alamo College District. Awesome. Well, good for you, Erica.
And I'm going to go to my courses.
Okay.
This semester, I am taking Intro to Law and Legal Professions. That is a course that I have to take for paralegal. And then I'm taking Composition 1.
Wow.
As a, and get this, I want to show, another thing, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm going to go to my homepage. I'm going to go to Alamo GPS tracking. And first, I've been to college before. I just gave up on it, but now I'm back.
Is financial aid covering it?
Huh?
Is financial aid covering your college, your tuition?
I do get financial aid. I don't want to say I'm not currently getting it for other reasons, and I don't want to say at this time why. It's more on me, not anybody else. And I don't want to say it in case people are watching this video, and I don't want it to be spread out to the people that are suing me for my son. So I want to scroll down here. I just want to let y'all know I have some college credits before 2022. So by the time this thing is up, I will have probably 9 college credits because like I said, I grew up in foster care, and they're trying to say that I have a mental disability. But look at my classes, guys. In spring of 2008, a B. Fall of 2008, a B. I got business communicate applications, a C. I'm actually the only class that I have to take left that's basic is my math. Then guess what? I'm all college courses. I do struggle in math, but it's okay. I'm pretty sure there's other people that are struggling in math. So I'm going to exit this out because I'm just proving to y'all currently I'm a college student. I'm considered a freshman.
Awesome. If
I'm going back to
if that's not an effort to be competent, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I'm going back to school to be a paralegal because of this whole bizarre thing. And so far,
That's
I have
awesome.
A's in my classes. Okay. So, okay, there's that document. Now I'm going to pull up this document. Okay, this document is from Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. So yesterday I did mention that I filed a complaint of Offers Consumer Relationships. Okay, I'm going to read it. It says, "Dear Ms. Thomas, thank you for contacting the Office of Consumer Relationship for the Department of Family Protective Services regarding your son, Edward Stantine, and his involvement with child protective investigation. A review of this case was conducted in order to ensure CPI is in compliance with program policies in relation to your concern. The OCR handled cases specific policy related complaints regarding DFPS programs, including CPI. One role of the OCR is to handle each complaint in an unbiased manner and to work with state and regional DPS administrators to identify any area or concerns relating to DFPS policies, procedures, and any other practice to ensure DPFSPS provided by quality of service available." Okay, according to case information, reports were received by the DFPS abuse hotline on December 25th, Christmas, guys, Christmas, 2020, and January 4th, 2021. That allegation concerned for physical abuse of Edward by his uncle, Miss Jeremy Thomas, and unrelated individuals, LaKendra Damore and Brittany Smith. On behalf of PCI, I would like to informally apologize that you were not notified of CPI's further contact with Edward on December 28th. A zoom on it?
Yeah.
So they're admitting that they messed up.
Appreciate
okay?
it.
In a timely manner, according to PSA policies. I would further regret diligent efforts to inform you as a part of the investigation process and advise you of the allegations details regarding your son do not appear to have been made. I regret any hardship or worries that they may caused you. It's my understanding CPSI Supervisor Shonda Orman spoke with you. This is a mission that I contacted CPS. So this is evidence, guys. that
Here
I
this
can put.
is. You should really follow this as an exhibit. Like seriously.
Yeah, my lawyer has it. It's going to
Okay.
be an exhibit. I hope this conversation provided you with some resolution. Um, Guys, there is no resolution. The resolution that I want is my son back in the home of my care. Because the reason why is because my son has been abused out of my home. Something that they were never able to prove on me. They ruled out physical abuse. Should you have questions or concern relating to modification for custody of Edward, his placement or visitation, please consult with your attorney to explore your legal options, as it is my understanding the court has previously made a ruling on the matter. Okay.
when was that dated? April 12th, 2021. Okay.
Yes. Just last year.
So okay. Why but your case was closed in 2017. So this is obviously a new case that was opened up against you. And then they were just telling you that they were closing it, right? Basically.
It wasn't against me, it was more on my brother.
Oh, there was an allegation against your brother?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Allegate concerns for physical abuse. put my ruled out physical put my investigation report of physical abuse rolled out, put this alleged concerns.
Okay. I'm barely understanding you right now. I'm sorry. I was
So,
checking my messages right now, but I see where you're getting at. This is you contacting the Office of Consumer Relations.
yep.
So you just reached out for them. Hey, you know what? You're just doing the best thing for your son. I totally understand that.
Yeah. This is me filing a complaint because I'm like, you know what? They took my son from me, and this is not right. And so now I'm able to prove that physical abuse has happened out of my care, and I'm able to prove that physical abuse did not happen when he was with me.
Got you.
So that's easy for me to do. Okay, so let's go here. I also want to play a video of a recording that I have. Since my oldest was back, they did reach out to me, and I had a CPS worker. She was like, Erica, how did you not know of the abuse going on? I said, ma'am, my visits are currently supervised, and I can't ask those questions. My son has to tell me, and he does not tell me. So, and I don't interrogate him. I don't ask him stuff like that. I prefer him to tell me. But anyways, I am going to play a voicemail on my phone. Ever since
main menu. To send a message, press 2. To create a greeting, press 3. For mailbox options, press 4. For password security, press 5. For help, press 0. Sorry, 9 is not a valid entry. Main menu. To send a message, press 2. To create a greeting, press 3. For mailbox options.
And who is this on the message, Erica?
Mailbox options. For group lists, press 1.
do what?
Who is this on the message that you're trying to play? Who is this?
It was CPS related. Basically, I'm just trying to show that CPS called my phone. I had a voice recording, but I can't find it right now. But it's okay. And I also had the cops call me too, obviously, because a criminal case got open. And then let me see. Oh, by the way, look at this. Remember how I told you we were playing Hangman? Look at this piece of paper, Michael.
Is you and your older son or younger son?
My older son.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a picture of that too. I had to stop it because I already figured out what it was. And I said, no, Edward, we don't play like that. But yeah, there's that. And then, oh, Michael, look at this document. Let's zoom in it right here, right? This woman wants to say she was married to my brother, but look what she writes on paper. And she signed the document.
When was this filed? What date is this?
This was filed 2/16/2021.
Okay, so this is a new case. Petitioner supporting affidavit. Okay, so I want to say that there would. Okay, so obviously she filed a petition against you, and this is her petitioner's supporting affidavit, right? Great.
Yeah, but look at it. Look what it says. In 2017, CPS court terminated the child's father's parental rights and limited neglect. Respondent's mother's right to supervise visits and to pay child support due to allegations of neglect as well as domestic violence.
I see that you're in the 218th district. Over there.
Yeah, in Hayes County, they switch. Like I said, Wilson County transferred to Hayes County.
So this is the lady who's suing you, Lakendra Hastings, right?
Yeah, she's the one that's suing me. But look on this documentation.
Do you mind if I read that document to everybody?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so everybody, this document is titled Petitioner's Supporting Affidavit. This is the document that the lady who's suing Erica, right, for custody of her son. It says Lakendra Hastings Damore, right, appeared in person before me today and stated under oath, my name is Lakendra Hastings Damore, right? I am above 18 years old, right, and I am fully competent to make this affidavit. The facts stated in this affidavit are within my personal knowledge and true and correct. This is the basic introduction of all affidavits, right? And then she goes on to say, I am the petitioner in this case, right? Because she filed the case against her, right? Obviously, right? It's interesting on top how it says that this is Exhibit A, right? So her affidavit is listed as an exhibit. Okay, so then it says the child has resided with me since he was a. Can you make it a little bit bigger, Erica? Sorry. There you go. The child has resided with me since he was a year and a half, and he currently resides with me. In 2017, CPS court terminated the father's parental rights and limited respondents' rights to supervise visits and to pay child support due to allegations of neglect as well as domestic violence. My ex-boyfriend, Jeremy Thomas, was named permanent managing conservator of the child. Edward V. Stanton Jr. He has since voluntarily relinquished Edward Stanton Jr. to my care because he feels that it is in Edward Stanton's Jr. best interest. Okay, if you can scroll a little bit up so I can see. Okay, so he is no longer to take care of Edward Stanton Jr., and we both feel that Edward should be raised by me, and I have cared for him most of it, if not all his life. So my ex-boyfriend, Jeremy Thomas. So obviously they're not married anymore. She's calling him an ex-boyfriend, Jeremy Thomas, right?
They're saying in court, oh, he's my common law. But on paper, claim an ex-boyfriend.
Oh, this is crazy. Wow, let me see. The CPS court terminated the child's parental rights. And so his real biological father, Edward Jr., right? He relinquished his parental rights. That's obviously what this is saying, right?
He didn't relinquish. The courts terminate him.
Oh, okay. They terminated his.
Guess who they needed my help to terminate?
Who's that?
They asked me to help them.
What do you mean? Can you explain that?
Okay, so apparently CPS wanted his rights terminated, and they asked me, they told me, hey, if you terminate your son's father's rights, you can keep yours.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yep.
So
what they could have done is at that court hearing, they could have given me full custody, make his dad pay child support, and case closed.
Wow. But
that's what they should have done.
So you ended up in the end being the last one, right? Obviously, the dad, they terminated his rights. And how did that happen? Did y'all go to trial?
We went to a jury trial.
To a jury trial, so in front of some people, and I guess he was proved to be unfit. Obviously,
Yeah. The crazy thing you say about that is he's been proven unfit. I would like to add, at that very first court hearing that we had, that you asked me about, he went to jail. That very first court hearing, he went to jail. After court, he has the nerve to show up because he was on probation, something like that, for drug related issues. And so they arrested him. But after that, he was going to Bexar County because of me. I pressed as the mother, I felt like it was the right thing to do at the time, to press criminal charges on him, because he left me with bruises and he took my son to Dallas. So I pressed charges on him. And so after he, from Floresville, Texas which is Wilson County, he went to Bexar County jail. And from Bexar County jail, he didn't get out until September or August of 2016. And I was pretty much done with my services by then. All I had to do was continue therapy. That was it. And they gave me an extension. And they tried to say that I wasn't in compliance when I was in compliance this whole entire time. I jumped through hoops and hoops. So there's that documentation.
So Erica, they basically, what kind of services did CPS ask you to do?
I did parenting. I did two parenting. I did parenting for my case on Edward, and then they asked me for the family-based worker for Alex. She asked me to do parenting again, which was okay. I was okay with doing it because it was going to help me out, because at first I wasn't getting any child support or anything from Alex's father at the time. I had a job. They did help me with daycare. I had a job, but I took these extra parenting classes because where I did them at, you earn so many points and they'll help you with like pull-ups and diapers and stuff like that. So I did it. So I was getting stuff that I needed for my baby. So that's another reason why I did it. But they had me do therapy classes. They had me do like a psychological evaluation. They wanted me to get a psychiatric evaluation. There's a psychological where it's like a 4-hour test and they test you. And then you have to go get a psychiatric evaluation where they try to put you on medication for it too. And then
did they ever try to use any of that against you?
Do what?
Did they ever try to use any of that against you?
They were trying to use my mental health against me, but the CPS worker in Kerrville, apparently they got my notes, and the psychiatric doctor said at this time I didn't need medication. Hello. And I didn't need medication, but I'm like on medication now because of all
Erica,
this crap.
The whole point of all those psychological evaluations and psychiatric evaluations or psycho evaluations or whatever they want to give you, right? The whole point of that is because they're trying to establish if you're competent. They want to see if there's competency, right, within you, right, to be able to manage, the children or your child. That's basically all what that is, right? And of course, they're trying to find you incompetent, right? If that's what their real goal is, right? Because if they can find you unfit, right? Because if you're not at a mental capacity to watch your children, then that's grounds for not being able to have your children return to you. That's what they try to establish with a lot of parents,
Oh, well, so that's the thing that's crazy that you ask. Like, so how I managed to take care of Alex for 5 years. There's times where I've had to hire people myself to babysit, and I did my background check so that I have my butt covered on that end, because anything that we do as parents, it falls on us. If our child gets abused by somebody, it falls on us. So I've had to make sure I have my butt covered, and I've had my butt covered ever since I've had my little boy with me. And so there's times where I've quit my job or started a job, or I've had to quit that job because I've had to, my number one job is a mom, and being a mom to being a single parent, it's not an easy job. Not everybody can do it. Some people can, some people can, some people can't. I'm somebody that's not going to complain about it because I'm the one that brought them into this world. So I don't complain. So there's those documents. And then I want to pull up, let me see if I can access this. So yeah, I've been fighting to get my son back since 2016 after they like literally took him. So this is okay, hold on. Let's see if it pulls up. There you go, Michael. Let me zoom in. You want to, I'm gonna let you explain this to everybody because you're the one that taught me this. Okay, Michael, what is this? I can't hear you. I think you're on mute.
I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. What are those documents, Michael?
Okay. Okay, well, so those documents that you were showing to me right now, can you share the screen again? Can you go back to it? Are you still?
I should still, let
Okay,
me
there you
stop
go.
it,
There you
and
go.
then hold on. Let me share it.
Okay, yeah. So those documents right there, those are the certified mail receipts. I know
Where do you get 'em
that.
at?
I'm sorry.
Where do you get them?
Yeah, those are from the post office, the United States Post Office. Yes. I want to say you mailed something. What was it that you mailed, Erica?
I served them.
What?
Once I served, okay, so once this woman sued me for my son, I had like a certain amount of time. I don't know exactly how many days it is that you have to file an answer before anything happens. So I filed my answer and I said, I'm going to show up and I'm going to appear to every single case that there is regarding Edward. Of course I'm going to be there. That's my son.
What was your response? What was the name of the document that you wrote?
I just sent him this green card. That was my way of answering.
Let me see.
And I submitted other documentations.
Well, these are things that you mailed to them, but what exactly was it that you mailed them?
I mailed them some. I mailed them some paperwork. Like I had to mail an answer, of course. I had to file a response. Because I had so many days to respond to the papers that they served me with.
Okay.
So I had to file an answer. So I filed an answer. And that was how I was able to do it. I also, a certified mail, when you do certified mail, they have to sign for this. And then they have to mail you that green card back. Those were just the receipts that I did it. I got the green card. Obviously I don't have them right in front of me, but I did get them back. So they know they got them. And then, so yeah, I've had to do that. So
let me explain for everybody, right? And so everybody can understand what it is Erica did. So obviously she got sued and she was brought to court, right? And she wanted to file the response, right? So she went and filed some paperwork in court, right? And that was her response. And then after that, she got her copies of that, and then she went and mailed them off to this lady, right? Because obviously she has her address too, right? And she did it certified mail, right? Because you have to remember the steps, guys. Okay, you can't just file something in court, right, and then think the other side's going to get it, right? Because that's not how it works, right? Now the judge will see it. Now that's true. Okay, but the fact that you just file something, okay, you're still obligated to serve the other side, right? And you can do it certified mail, right? You can do it registered mail too, right? But
And you have to do both party. Like the top one is New Braunfels. Obviously, that is her lawyer, is for her lawyer to sign.
okay,
So her lawyer did get it. So I properly served her lawyer because she hired her lawyer. And then I properly served the courthouse.
okay. You serve the courthouse. What do you mean? You send it to the courthouse?
Yeah, I served my answer to the courthouse and to I had to serve all parties.
Okay. Well, in this case, Erica, the parties would be and I want to say it's just her versus you, right? That's what I'm saying. So you can just and I know it's possible to send stuff to the clerk too, and then but be in contact with the clerk, right, guys? If you choose to do this route, there's several ways that you can file things, right? It just all depends on what courthouse you're at and what they're going to accept, right? So you can serve things by fax. By e-file, by fax, right? And then you can serve them. I remember before whenever all this COVID stuff started happening, right? We would send me and Jojo would send documents to the clerk, straight up to the clerk, right? Certified mail, right? And then we would include a letter saying that this is what we wish to file, right? And the clerk would have to sign for it, right? Because they were literally trying to block the entrance to the courthouse over there in Caldwell, Texas, right? They weren't allowing people to go in. They literally put like a whole bunch of tables and like a whole bunch of metal machines, and I don't know, it was like you could not get to the district clerk's office, right? You just couldn't do it, right? And then instead they left some drop boxes, these metal drop boxes, where they had signs on there, right? For district clerk here, for district attorney here, for whoever it is here, right? Like it was like 5 boxes or something like that. And it was just ridiculous, right? Because I was like, if we stick these documents inside this box, I don't think that that's considered by law filing. That's just sticking something in the box, right? So we didn't feel comfortable doing that, right? So we served the district clerk, right? This is like in the beginning when COVID had all started, right? So anyways, you can go ahead, Erica.
I also e-filed stuff because I have a friend. Unfortunately, she's a paralegal herself. I'm not going to be able to identify herself because she's technically not supposed to do this stuff. She did it because she's my friend and she actually hates CPS too. But I don't want to say her name because I don't want people to like try to contact and be like, can you help me? Can you help me? And I don't want her to lose her job either. And it's because she works so hard to be a paralegal. She was also in the system too. So that's why she became a paralegal, because when you become a paralegal, unfortunately, when you're a paralegal, I learned this already in court. Once I am certified to be a paralegal in the state of Texas, I am not allowed to be in court. I would have to have a lawyer go to court to represent me, but I'd be the woman behind the desk doing all this stuff. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, guys. I might be the woman that does the dirty work, but I'm also could be the one that's the nice work too. So it depends on the case. And also what areas of law I want to do, because there's different laws. There's not just criminal law, family law. There's personal injury law. There's real estate law. There's will laws. There's different laws out there, and I'm learning them all. Because then I could say, you know what, I'll go work for I'll see if I'll like family law for a little bit. Probably not going to like it so much because of the stuff that I've been through with it. But yeah, so there's
Erica,
that.
Hey, Erica, the courts over there where you're at, and I know the last time, several months ago, I was there like maybe more than a year ago in San Antonio, Texas. And I remember that the courts were open. So how are the courts treating everybody out there? Is it still open to go in there and file documents? Is it still pretty simple? or are they
I
making it
don't
kind of
know.
difficult?
Like I said, I e-filed. Oh, and get
Okay.
this, I e-filed some documents with my friend because she knew how to do that. And while I
Okay.
was e-filing, me and her noticed that there's two petitioners. There's the petitioner, the one that's suing me, and the one that sued me before. And it's a lawyer. It's a lawyer for the CPS case. And now the petitioner is the woman that's suing me. So just letting y'all know that I got two petitioners because technically the case is not closed until the legal case is not closed until the judge dismisses it. Just so y'all know. And obviously this is the case what we're going to go over. I just screenshotted that because I wanted to show it up on my computer. And then this is the motion to set. I'm going to zoom in so that way Michael could see.
And everybody, that's me on Facebook. So hit me
Yep,
up.
that is Michael on Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, Michael, so that way you can note down the date of court. And then I'm gonna let people just, because I'm pretty sure somebody from Texas is going to see this and might want to appear on my behalf or just be there for moral support. I'm all for moral support, guys, because I really do need it. I've had a long fight through this all. And that's another thing. So
what is
I
this?
want to review that another way you can serve somebody is through email. It doesn't have to just be by mail.
That's right. The Supreme Court of Texas has said that you can serve someone through their email, but it has to be a most recent email from them. You can't just send it to her an email and say, "Hey, that's theirs," and it's just like it really isn't. It has to be proven that that it's their latest email. You know what I mean?
My brother
their
and them, they're
emails.
going to receive hate mail.
So what is this
guys? I
what
encourage
is
you
this
not
document?
to.
What is this document that we're looking at right here? This motion to set.
This
What
is
is
a
this?
motion to set.
To set what?
The motion to set for court.
Is it just saying? Hold on.
That I'm going to court on February 1st. And we're going to have 2.5 hours to talk.
Who filed this? The Move-ins Council? The way they named it, right? The Move-ins Council. Yeah.
So another thing I'm going to pull up is I'm going to pull up.
You notice how it didn't say attorney bar number, SBN, state bar number, right?
Yeah.
Right. It didn't put her here. I mean, I question who this lady really is. Is she really an attorney? I mean, obviously she's representing as counsel.
Well, that was my attorney, but he is attorney.
Oh, okay.
So here's
That did
Hayes
say
County.
Mark.
This is public record, guys. I'm pulling up to pull it public record. There, if you know the case number, you can put the case number. If you know it, you can put it here. But I just go, there's a section where it says attorney, party, and case. I'm a party of the, I'm on the party. So all I got to do is type in my last name. The reason why I'm showing this, guys, is because this is going to show everything that is filed that I'm able to see. Unfortunately,
You're looking up your case right now?
Yes. So the case, okay, so if you see that the case, the cause number 210863, on old paperwork with CPS, it was different. It got, the cause number changed because it switched to different counties. Okay. I noticed that too, and I'm like, what? And so obviously the petitioner, she wants to have her address covered, but I already got it because it's in CPS file. So I don't understand why she is covered. But I'm also, she has an attorney.
This is your case, right? This is your case right now?
Yes.
Okay.
She hired her lawyer. And then here's, I'm the respondent. There's my lawyer. Then Jeremy's also a respondent, but he's pro se. So he's unprotected, guys. he doesn't have a lawyer. So my lawyer could go in there right now in
Oh,
court.
okay. So now I'm seeing it. Okay, so then your brother is so she's suing both your brother and you, right?
Yeah.
As petitioner. But you know what? In reality, she's not really suing him. They're working together. He's allowing this, right? That's all it is. It's just by law, she's obligated to bring both of the conservators into court. That's all it is, right?
Okay. But he's pro se, but my lawyer could also easily attack my brother really good and start asking him questions about how did you become management conservatorship. He could really go down in detail. But this is everything that's been filed. Obviously you'll see that the case was originally from Wilson County. It got transferred to Hayes County. There is a final order of suit affecting the parent-child relationship. There's the petition to modify parent-child relationship, motion to transfer, petition supporting affidavit. This is what I sent, a civil citation, motion of temporary orders and notice of hearing, a respondent's original answer, waive of service, affidavit PX3, affidavit PX3A, First Amendment motion to transfer, request for removal of role information. I found out that she's been hanging around with somebody who has criminal records, guys. Like, really? And I don't really want my son around that, but she's trying to request that to be removed.
Can you make that bigger, Erica?
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on one second, guys. I gotta borrow this charger so I can plug in my other phone.
I'm trying to figure out how to make it big.
If you press Control plus sign, it'll make the screen bigger.
Control.
Yeah, CTRL. There you go. See that? And then if you press Control minus sign, it'll get smaller. For future references, everybody. Cool tricks for the keyboard.
Yep. Thank you, Michael. So yeah, this is just everything that's been currently filed. Apparently, she knows she's not going to give up. She knows I'm not going nowhere. So this is going to be a battle, guys. I really know it is. But this is the work my lawyer has done so far. Guess what, guys? Apparently, I filed an affidavit of myself. Then I have an affidavit from Beth Stahl. My friend Beth Stahl, I've known her for years. She's actually, get this, guys, she's a wife to a pastor. This person watched me get baptized in March of 2004 while I was in foster care. So we've been friends ever since. And for a while we were disconnected for a little bit. It wasn't because we were mad at each other. It wasn't like that. It's because she moved from Bernie, Texas, because that's where I lived when I met her. But now she's back in that area. And so there's that. And my lawyer is saying that that's not going to work, that she has to show up. Do you know anything about that?
I'm sorry. I'm reading. I was reading your documents right here. Could you explain?
Okay.
Can you say that to me again?
The affidavit of Beth and affidavit of Erica. You don't think that's gonna work?
Who's that?
My lawyer is saying
Who's
it's
Beth?
not gonna work.
Who's
Huh?
Beth? Who's Beth?
She's my friend that was going. She's writing an affidavit of. She's like a character witness.
Okay.
But in writing. And she
and
got it notarized.
What is it that you're
document.
What is it that you're asking?
My lawyer is saying that's not going to work.
What's not going to work?
She has to be in court.
I don't understand. What are you trying to do with her affidavit? Are you trying to submit her affidavit in court?
Yeah, I did, but
Okay.
I submitted it in court for the judge to see it.
Okay. And how did you do that? did you do it as an attachment, or did you do it as an exhibit, or did you just file it by itself?
We filed it as an affidavit. It
By
wasn't
itself.
by itself.
You didn't put a sticker on it that said it. See, I don't know. The judge might take notice of it, okay, but the judge might not even recognize it either, because it's from a non-party person. Now, if you wanted, here's another way you can do it, right? So it can be acknowledged, right? You're gonna have to write an affidavit, okay, and you're gonna have to attach her affidavit as an exhibit or as an attachment to your affidavit. So now you're getting your witness's testimony on the record. See, it gets
Well, I do have one person. I do have somebody that's coming in person to testify on my behalf, and that's great. She's working on what she wants to say because she has a hard time. She doesn't like speak. So you know how some people don't like speaking in public. She's one of those people that does not. So she's writing out everything that she wants to say, and she's hoping that the judge will let her read it instead of like trying to like.
I would subpoena her to court so that everybody takes notice of who it is that you're bringing into the court. Because if you just try to bring witnesses to court without notifying anybody, okay, they might object to it and they might not get a chance to speak. Okay. So if you want to bring someone in,
my lawyer said I can bring them. We don't need to subpoena them.
Okay. Go with the
But
lawyer.
I'm gonna still suggest that.
It's because I've seen this happen before. That's why I'm telling you, Erica. Okay. So but if your lawyer is telling you this, okay, but I have seen witnesses. Okay, I've brought my mom and dad to court. I've brought several other people to court, and they were not allowed to speak in court because they're not a party to the case, and I didn't give anybody notice. That's what they told me, right? So I'm just trying to prepare you for that.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know, because I already talked to my lawyer and I told him, hey, I want people coming and I want them subpoenaed. And he's like, you don't have to, they can just come speak. But
let me know how that goes.
I'm going to let my lawyer know that. I'm going to tell him, look, if it don't work out, I want to reset this court date, because I'd rather people be able to speak up on my behalf.
Yeah. And if I was you, whoever it is that you're bringing to court, I would definitely have them write their own affidavit. And once again, you need to write your affidavit and then attach their affidavits to yours as an exhibit or as an attachment, right?
Okay.
Because that's one way I know how to do it. But getting in the whole concept of this is that you can't just bring someone to court and expect them to speak, right? Because the other side's just gonna argue that they didn't have any time, right, to hear what your witness was going to speak about. There's no way for the other side to
well,
defend themselves.
The other side already had their opportunity. They had it in Wilson County.
Yeah, but this is a new court case.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, if they do argue about it and she can't bring any witnesses, then if she doesn't have any witnesses to bring to court, and I don't,
it's just like you, Erica. If you see the other side bringing witnesses up, I would just object to them. Objection, Your Honor. I didn't have any time I didn't have any knowledge of this. I didn't know that she was going to be here. I would have prepared myself, if I would have known I was be up against, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, well, I wasn't ready for court that date when we had it in Wilson County, but her attorney weren't one unless I had an attorney, because then my attorney could have shut her down and be like, my client's not ready. We're not ready.
And it's civil court. You're never ready. And that's one way to get the court to be postponed, right? Your Honor, right. Isn't this civil court? I'm not ready. I need more time. Right?
Okay,
of course, you're gonna have to give an excuse, though.
So I want to go back to. I'm gonna stop sharing. Because I want to go big. I want to. So I took like screenshots of people from last video, and I wanted to see if I can respond, because I know some people are having a hard time understanding of what they were trying to observe, and I wanted to like answer if they had any questions, so that way they can have a better understanding. Hold on, I gotta go to, because I screenshot these to my phone. A screenshot has been like my best friend throughout this whole case. Screenshot, because it works. So or you know what? I just thought about this. I can share that because we had it yesterday. Go back to share screen. I didn't have to like do all that. Let me go back to YouTube. This is the video, guys. If y'all are, this is the first time y'all are watching. Me and Michael were on, hold on, let me go to his page. Okay, so this is my part one, guys, right here. This one is my part one. I'm gonna make it big so y'all can see. And then, so I'm gonna click on it because I'm gonna review the live chats. Okay, so I'm pulling this screen up because I want to go over some of the stuff. Dad versus CPS, what made you start doing this? Somebody wants you to, you don't have to go in details, but just, can you explain a little bit?
Yeah, I went through the same thing that everybody's going through. You know what I'm saying? They
He
took
can
my,
relate,
yeah,
guys. He can
they took
relate
my
to my
kid, and not even from
situation.
me. You know what I mean?
And guys, Michael has like been amazing at this. Like, he literally blew up Bear County Court with just doing lots of live videos, and it's a good thing he did, because I currently live in Bear County, in the area where he blew up court, because now if they would mess with me, I'm like, y'all know who Dad versus CPS is, right? I do too. Guess what? I've seen all his live video. Go away. Leave me the hell alone. You're not gonna sit here and take my kids, because if you do, you're gonna get in trouble. I will fight them to the teeth and nail. Is the guardian the stepmom? No, she is not. They're not married. If y'all saw earlier, I pulled up a document and she's saying the ex-girlfriend. She's just trying to say they're trying to use common wife in this court to try to continue the route that they're doing.
So everybody, Erica's reading the comments from the live chat from yesterday, from the part one with her, right? So she wanted to respond to some of the messages. So I'm
yeah, because I wasn't able to see them while I was on live, unfortunately.
Okay.
Edward Sr. is the father who she has the injunctions against, or no? There is a stimulation. CPS actually is the one that put it, like, every time. Okay, so Edward Sr. is not, like, when I go visit Edward Jr. at my visits, he's the main one that's not supposed to be there. And then my dad and my biological mom and dad are not allowed to be there because of their history with CPS involvement as to why I was in foster care. So they put an injunction where they can't even see their grandbaby, which is which I want to make a comment. When I had Edward, I knew of their involvement growing up. So as a mom, I would allow them to see their grandbabies, but I didn't leave them alone in their care, because then that's a good enough reason for that would be a huge sign of like neglect on my part if I allowed it. As a mom now to Alexander, my dad has been around Alexander, but like I said again, he's never been left there by himself. It's been a while since my dad actually has seen his grandson, but maybe one day. Me and my dad, like I said, we don't get along very well. Another
Erica,
thing that I wanted to bring up to viewers is when my dad's rights got terminated, they made somehow he was still paying insurance on me, and somehow, oh, that's another thing I want to bring up. I'm hoping anybody can explain this to me, but I'm going to bring it up, Michael. It has to come. I need somebody to maybe explain it to me if somebody's dealt with it. But let's go to Bexar County. Okay, so the reason why I'm going to Bexar County records is because in those records, apparently when you have a record or something, they're never erased, even like years to go. So apparently when I found out about my mom and my dad, they were never married. When a mom is not married to the dad, what rights does the mom have, Michael?
when a
She has the
mom
right
is,
to sue him for child support, right?
I mean, anybody can sue anybody for child support. I mean,
Okay.
if I had a baby and I left that baby with my mom and I didn't, and she had the baby for 6 months, I mean, she can take me to child support, because she's in possession of the child, right? And that's just the way that it works, right? But you gotta have, that's in Texas, right? You gotta have the baby within 6 months, or the child, whoever it is. But anybody has the right to sue anybody for anything, right? Now, is it going to have any standing in court before the judge? Well, that's what you got to prove, right?
So
Who's
another reason why I'm
Smith?
pulling this up. Okay, hold on. The reason why I'm pulling this up is I found out while I was in foster care, my dad and my stepmom, my dad and my mom were going to child support court. Let's see. It's not, for some reason, it's not pulling it up, but I'll do it. But there's another area of county that I want to go to, and it's obviously Kirk County. The reason why I'm bringing Kirk County up, guys, is Kirk County is the county that allowed me to keep Alexander. Kirk County is Regional 8. In the state of Texas, there's different regions. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's divided up into regions. And I'm still trying to figure out why they're divided in regions. Do you know, Michael, why the counties are divided? Is it because they're counties?
You're talking about districts?
Like regional 8, regional 7, yeah.
I mean, I know about districts,
Okay.
Regions, I mean, that's just another way to, I don't know. The regions, it would be a bigger than counties. It's just a broad more area, right?
Okay.
But I mean, I know more of districts because that's what the courts deal with. You know what I mean? Federal courts, they deal with districts. County courts, they deal with districts. Obviously, you're in the the 281st, the 218th, one of those two, right?
Okay. This is public records that you can go. My dad has some public records of his own. I did some okay, so the reason why I'm pulling this up, okay? So there's been an accusation with CPS saying that I was molested by my dad. Okay. I've done some research because I know sexual molestation is sexual abuse. And normally people who are pedophiles,
Who is saying that, Erica?
CPS. CPS is saying that I was sexually abused by my dad. Hold
At
on.
what age are they saying that this happened?
They probably when I was very little. It happened when I was very little, apparently. And so like
How did you find this out?
Huh?
How did you find this information out?
Good thing they tried to use it up in the case with my oldest. They said that I was sexually abused by my dad, and they brought that up in a case with my
But what does that have to do with your son?
That's what I say. I think they used that to their advantage to try to like think that I was going to do that to my son.
But did they say that?
Yes, they were said that I was sexually abused by my dad.
I know, but did they say that you were going to do that to your son?
No, they didn't.
So
they used it as a risk factor, I believe.
I don't even understand how they can even do that, right? But I get what you're saying because they're pretty sleazy like that, you know?
Yeah, they're very slick and they do stuff like that. Why is it not pulling up? I want to show you.
What is it that you're trying to pull up, Erica?
I'm trying to pull up public records from Kerrville, and it's not pulling up on my end. Can you do that, Michael? On your end?
I'm not sure what is it that you're trying to do. I could probably do it, but it would take some time.
Let me see if I could do on my phone and just show people. This is not it's not pulling up.
Who are you trying to look up? Your dad?
Yeah. The reason why I've okay, like I said, CPS,
why don't you just call the jail and just see if he was arrested for it or not?
Get this. The reason why I'm pulling up records is because I've searched every area of his life of where he lived. I've searched. At one point, he lived in San Antonio.
I mean, why don't you just search his name at the courthouse there in Kerrville? You know, call the district clerk's office and just say, hey, you know what? I need to know if
there's a point I'm getting across. Listen to the point. So I called. Like I said, my dad. The last place my dad has lived in has been Kerrville. So I've pulled up Kerrville public records on my dad. I found out a divorce record on him. He was divorced in 2001. 2001, guys. My dad was divorced in 2001. In 2001, I was already in foster care. Keep in mind, guys, I'm 32 years old. My birthday was February 21st, 1989. That is what I found. I've never in my life have found a criminal record of sexual molestation or any type of that, because I know as parents, like if we were to do that to our kids and they could prove it that we did it to our kids, and then it would be on record and a parent would go to jail because
do you still talk to your dad, Erica?
I do call my dad.
Why don't you just go with him to the courthouse and show him how to get his records from his courthouse?
I believe he knows how because he's been to jail.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No. I'm talking about his CPS records, right? Because if you're looking for a criminal record, right, that has in relation to the allegations that you're talking about, I don't think you're gonna find it because they just were allegations. Now, if you want to see those allegations, it's going to be in his CPS case. back then. And that's if they even have the records, right? Because I think 10 years has passed since then, right? So I'm not
Yeah.
sure how long they keep juvenile records, but I think there's a time limit on that. And I know in Texas, I've heard that it's like 10 years, right? That they keep the juvenile records. Once the case is closed, they destroy the records. Well, not once the case is closed, but say a case gets closed in Texas, right? Then 10 years later, after that, then they destroy the records, right? That's from what I understand, right? That's what an attorney told me. Right now, if that's not
So
true, then
I
they
wasn't
lied.
able to pull it up on the computer, and I apologize to that, but I'm sorry, it's going to be like in small words, but there's my dad.
What is it? What is it that you're showing? You're still sharing the screen right now, Erica.
Okay, do I have to take it off screen first?
Yeah, because we're only seeing your screen right now.
Okay, so I can't see that. I don't think y'all can see it. Let me go turn my light on. Hold on. Need more light.
She's trying to put her son to sleep, but I think he's already asleep. So she's just being a mother.
But yeah, that is my
Yeah, it's very hard to see. Why don't
yeah,
you just
you know
read it? What is it?
I'll-
What does it say?
it says it's my dad's divorce decree, and it just shows when they got divorced. And guess what? On this divorce record, he has other children involved. I have
What is it that
I
you're
have
trying?
three
What is it
other
that you're trying to
siblings.
find out?
Huh?
What is it that you're trying to find out?
No, I'm
Because
just showing viewers that basically I was born into. Okay, so my mom and my dad got together while he was married. His wife just left him. And so, like, before I found this out, because, like I said, after I turned 18, I was searching for answers, and I wanted answers. My dad told me he never molested me. He actually told me the story how he met my mom. And the truth is, he met my mom while he was still married at the time. And my mom was technically supposed to be on birth control, but my mom tricked him. And that's when I was almost going, my mom was fixing to have an abortion on me, but it did not happen because my dad stayed around until it was too late. So that happened. And then my mom is the one that had paid my mom. I was trying to pull it up in Bexar County because my mom, she filed for child support because she knew my dad wasn't going to stay because he was married. And so while I was in foster care, that's when my dad got a divorce. And then while I was in foster care, my therapist at Meadowlands, which is in Boerne, Texas, which is contracted by CPS, it's considered a residential treatment center. They have lots of kids. Some of the kids, their rights on their parents were terminated. Sometimes parents goes and have their visits there. I don't know if some of the parents can pick up the kids from there for a little bit and go off campus and then bring them back. I don't know the stimulations. I was one of those kids that I couldn't go nowhere because my rights, I was under conservatorship by CPS. So there's different ways that people can get conservatorship. You can be conservatorship with CPS, or you can choose a person that you want conservatorship with.
How old were you when you were in Meadowlands, Erica?
Oh,
I'm familiar. I'm familiar with that place. That's a behavioral residential clinic treatment center. It's for kids that are acting out, right?
It's for kids. Well, Um, yes and no. Some kids are on medicine and some of them are not. I've had actually, I don't know if you know, Michael, but across the street now is
It's the
the
police station.
police station.
Yep.
Back in the day when I was there, that police station was not there. The reason why the police station was there, I can tell you why, because I was there. The foster children would run away. I had several friends of mine that ran away from there. That is why they built the police station right across the street now. That's why the police station is there, because they don't want runaways trying to escape. And another reason why they don't want people to escape is because it's not gated. It has a white picket fence, but it's not gated. And the crazy thing is, I'm 32 years old and they allow me on campus. I'm able to walk on campus at that place and they all know me there. And that's the crazy part. They all know me there and they all know my situation. And it's like they haven't kicked me out on that campus.
Erica, were you adopted out?
No, I was not adopted out.
You aged out.
I aged out.
Oh wow.
Also, I was gonna that document that that I showed you about how the school is paying.
That's what I was about to tell you. The government is still paying for your college till this day because you're in foster care, correct?
Yes. That's why the document that I pulled up on my email.
Yeah, I remember the document.
I'm going to scroll down to the document. There's another reason why I want to scroll down to it, Michael. I'm going back to it right now. Can you see my screen?
No, you have to share your screen.
I haven't probably shared it. Hold on. I'm going to go right back to that document because it's going to show you something. Remember how I told you about PALS? Michael, what PALS from Baptist Child Family Services is?
No, I don't know what that is.
I explained it to you. Baptist Child Family Services is where you get your benefits from.
What benefits?
By you doing their program. It's where they help you with bank accounts. Learn how they teach you how to do your bank accounts. That's where you get
for foster children before they turn 18.
Yes.
Before they turn 18. Okay.
Yes, before they turn 18. So
these are things that you remember doing, right?
Yes. I got they paid my college. They still pay my college. And like I said, the only way they pay your college is you have to pass that one class in order to get it. Okay. So I passed that one class because that's another reason why I wanted to show y'all my college records. Because I went to college back in 2007, 2008, but I stopped going, but I still passed. And back then they were paying for my college and they still are. But as I scroll.
And are you showing copies and documents of all this stuff in your court right now to help give you some credential? Well, you should be, right?
Do what?
You should be supplying all these documents to court,
I am. I'm going to. Okay. See down here, Michael. I don't know how to make it bigger without.
You got to download it. See on the top right corner.
See this Michael Elliott PAL Regional 8 PAL staff. That's part of the PALS program. This is where it all come from. So basically Regional 8 CPS right here in Bexar County is paying for my college. And then I just wanted to add, during my visitations to Edward, they had me visit there at the very beginning of the case. They had my visits at KidShare. And then they transferred them to a visitation place. I want to pull up I'm going to pull up the main building where I had my visits. There's an explanation to it, okay? Because remember, I was 3 years old, okay? When they took me. And I remember this at 3 years old, okay? I like I said, I blacked out all the abuse that they supposedly said I had. And I remember my parents, and I remember the building that I walked into having my visits with my dad and my mom.
Wow.
I even know the courthouse where my dad and stepmom, my dad had my mom and my mom. I remember the courthouse exactly to where I had to go to court for,
You had to go to court as a child?
yeah, they had me go to court. So see this lovely building right here, guys? I'm gonna pull it up in the big old screen.
That's the main office in San Antonio.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the main office that I had my visits with Edward.
This
Okay.
is a CPS office, right? But
Yeah,
obviously
and I
it's
think
called
I'm going
Health
to
and
present
Human
this to the
Services.
judge. I'm going to tell the judge they had me have a visit at the CPS office here, the main office. I'm going to tell the judge I was 3 years old in this same office having my visits, where I remember was the last place I saw my family.
Erica, correct me if I'm wrong, but because I mean, I know you were a foster child back then, but that building, is it true from what I've heard? They actually house children there too in that office building. There's like dorms in there or rooms in there.
I'm not 100% sure on that. When I went to see my son, I went into this visitation. They do have a lot of office spaces, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did house children in there.
Okay.
Because they do. That's a big building.
It's
and,
rumored to have to house children there. Just I've heard that.
Okay.
Very reliable source.
I'm not 100% sure, but like I said, that is the main building I had to see my oldest. Okay. I felt like this was torture, guys. The same building where I last saw my parents was the same building where I saw Edward. So going in there, it was rough. I did well going in there. I had to hide my feelings while I was in there. But as soon as I walk out of these two doors right here, you see a big old parking lot full of cars. I had a car parked in there, and I had to sit in my car before actually taking off. And I cried and I cried. But then there was this one time I told myself, you know what? I need to listen to God's music right now. There is a song that touched my heart, and it was by it's a Christian band. I gotta think of the band. It's a really good song. What is it? I'm gonna think of the name of it. And then I can't think of it, but then I'm gonna remember it.
Erica, when is your next court date for your older son?
February 1st
February
of
1st.
this year.
Okay, so it's coming up in a couple of days, huh?
Yes.
What is your attorney written for you? Is it a man or is it a woman? Your attorney?
It's a man.
Okay.
Women don't like me, obviously. For some reason. Okay, I think this is the reason why. Okay, so in my CPS case, everybody was a woman in my case. I kid you not, except for the dad.
Erica, whenever you're done sharing the screen, you can just press stop sharing so we can see you.
Okay.
There you go.
During my CPS case, it was all women. Even the judge was a woman. My attorney was the woman. The CPS worker was a woman. Her attorney was a woman. The child ad litem was a woman. The child's attorney was a woman. The only man in that courtroom was the man for my son's father.
His attorney.
That
Your
was
son's
all.
father's
That
attorney.
was all that was there. I felt like I was ganged up, and the reason why I felt like I was ganged up is because, you know how I said I don't believe my dad was molested. I don't believe my dad molested me, but the CPS tried to blame my oldest son's father on molestation charges, but he's never been arrested. Keep in mind, not criminally. He's never been arrested. The allegations is that he molested his own niece, guys, his own niece. The grandma to that niece has told me, no, ma'am, it was not her. It was not him. The grandma, because the grandma told me who it was. The grandma told me who it was because her granddaughter spoke up. Keep in mind, the granddaughter is my oldest son's father's niece. His sister had a CPS case too. During that CPS case, the niece of my oldest son's father stayed quiet. She didn't want to speak up about who molested her or anything, but she finally had the nerve to only tell the grandmother. And so it's been secretly hiding, but CPS thinks that my son's father did it. And so I think that's one of the reasons why these women hate me, because I was around somebody who possibly molested children. And then another thing is
But you're not with him, the father, anymore.
No, I'm not with the father anymore. And even if that was to come up in court, I'm going to tell the judge, Your Honor, I have a reason to believe that it was not. I'm not sticking up for him in any way, but to clear me out of it, I'm going to tell the judge, Your Honor, I don't believe that my son was ever molested by his dad. 2, I don't believe his dad molested. I'm going to tell the judge, if I'm going to find a way to be able to point it out, so that way I can be not get guilty of being around a man who is a pedophile, because that's what they're trying to label.
But he's not a registered offender anyways, you know what I'm saying?
He's not a registered offender anyways. So that's another, that's B, he's not a registered.
There needs to be solid evidence, you know what I'm saying? There can't just be
allegations.
Hearsay, you know what I'm saying? That's all they're doing, because what they're doing is they're defaming his character. They're bringing slander, and you can be sued for that. Not only that, somebody needs to testify to that, to what claim they're bringing. And then when they do that, and if they lie and they do it under the penalty of perjury, you can actually sue them, right, in federal court under the False Claims Act if they're a government worker or they're an officer, right?
Yeah, and they brought it up, and they asked me, do you think it's safe to have your child around that? Do you think his rights should be terminated around that? And I wanted his rights terminated. It wasn't the fact that it's possible that he did those things to that child. I don't know if he really did or did it not. I don't know the 100% truth, because I don't know of that. I only know of that incident. I don't know about the incident, if it happened or didn't happen, because I'm not a CPS investigator. I don't investigate. I don't work for CPS. I'm not a contractor with CPS.
I try to keep things simple. What evidence you got?
Yeah.
You got any video, any audio, any testimony, any written affidavits, any firsthand witnesses, or any firsthand knowledge? I mean, let's just be real. Let's just cut all the bull. You know what I mean? And what do you got?
And that's okay. So I do want, okay. So I just wanted to point that out. That's probably why I think all these women hate me in that court. But now I'm in a new court, and I know that once I enter new facts into court, it's not going to be the same. Okay. So one of the things that I learned in school, right, I'm going to share with y'all. Just because I had a CPS case doesn't mean that I'm going to get the same results prior to that case. Once I tell the judge facts that can be entered into the courts, it can come out to a different result. The word there's a different definition of different. It is the in my book, what I learned in chapter 1, the definition of different in the court's eyes is distinguishable. It's distinguishable is how you say it. Meaning, if it's different, the outcome of the case is not going to be the same as the prior case. Does that make sense, Michael?
I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. What is it that you're trying to explain?
Okay, so let me get my book. Hold on. I have it with me. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to share the screen. Okay. Or maybe not this way, not this. Okay. Can y'all see this paper?
It's very blurry.
Okay.
Okay, why don't you just read it?
A definition. Distinguishable. What the definition means different. I'm going to read what it says. If the facts are scientifically different, okay, the two situations are distinguishable. It is likely that the results in the client's case will not be the same as the results reached in the prior case. So once I enter facts into the courts, most likely I'm not going to get the same outcome like I did last time. That's what I'm trying to tell.
Where are you reading that from? Where's that definition? Is that the definition for distinguishable?
Yes.
Or is that okay?
That's the definition, and I was reading it.
What book is that? What book is that right there?
I'm doing so the class that I'm doing is I don't have the textbook in front of me because I'm having people make copies.
No, that one right there. Chapter 1. What book is that?
Chapter 1, intro to the study of law.
Can you close the book? Can we see the cover? Oh, that is the cover.
It's just chapter 1.
Okay.
I don't have the book right in front of me.
Okay.
In front of me, but I'm going to show you the book.
What's the name of that book?
I'll pull you up the book. Hold on. I'm going to show you. I'm going to share the screen.
I'm always interested to know.
Oh yeah, I don't mind sharing. I'm not licensed yet. They can't keep me from saying. I have my first test that I have to do on Sunday.
Oh wow.
And I have to get a good score because then they give me a certificate.
Hey Erica, are you doing these classes online, or are you actually going in person?
One of them is online.
Okay.
One of them is online all semester. The other one is currently online until I can go back in person.
Oh, okay.
And I'm doing them in the time frame where my youngest is in school.
I guess what what I'm wanting to know is these classes that you're doing, have you actually gone in person in an actual classroom is what I'm trying to
in the back when I went to school at Northwest Vista back in the day, I did. So I've been in a classroom setting, so I know how it works.
Okay.
Of being in classroom, but one of my classes, this is actually my first time taking an online course. And
Okay.
so like, guess what?
And
I'm
how
gonna
long
show
is
you.
this course to be a paralegal?
It can take about this whole, in order, okay, so this course that I'm taking is just this semester, but that doesn't mean I'm done with my degree. I'm getting an associate's degree. So associate's degree is 2 years.
Okay.
It's going to take me longer because I'm only trying to do either 2 classes semester or 1, depending on how I do it.
I know.
I'm not trying to go all barged on my brain. My brain kind of works slow.
You'll get there,
because-
Erica. I believe you really will get there. You know, you have the ambition. You really do.
Okay, so this is my English class. I'm going to go to this one.
I'm looking at the time over there at your screen, and it says 12:03 a.m. in Texas.
I know.
It's
Okay,
10:03. It's 10:03 over here in California. So
So this is my class. I am this professor. She has been doing this class for 17 years. So this is the syllabus. I'm gonna go to modules.
everybody, the reason why Erica is doing all this college stuff, being paralegal, you know, study of law, and what she's doing, is because of the stuff that she's went through. You know, she went through foster care. She was a foster child. She was removed by CPS. You know, at the age of 3. You know, she aged out. You know, she's been through the system. She's been through, you know, these behavioral residential treatment centers, whatever you want to call them, at Bernie, Texas, Meadowlands, right? She's
I even
been
have
through.
documentation of the
That's the book
I
right there.
have
Oh,
medical documents, but I don't want. How do I zoom in to make it a little bit bigger?
Control plus sign. Right. Required textbook. And do you have that textbook?
Currently, I do.
I would love to share that on my YouTube.
So
I'll be talking to you.
Actually, the papers that I'm holding up in my hand are from the textbooks.
But we can't see what you're holding up in your hand. You can only see the screen.
Okay, hold on. So this picture, this thing that I'm holding is actually chapter 1
Okay.
of my work. It is a lot of reading. There's going to be a lot of reading. There's going to be a lot of writing. There's going to be a lot of studying. It is a lot of work to be a paralegal. It is not the easiest job, but I'm trying to learn it and learn it good. Because I really want to do this. Like if I become a paralegal, CPS is going to leave me alone because I'm going to be making like $50,000 a year. And I'm not going to be able to be in court. But I can have a lawyer represent me, but I'll be the one that does the dirty work.
Well, why do you say that you will not be able to be in court? Where are you getting that from? Because if I wanted to sue a paralegal, I kind of feel like I can.
It's this paper right here. I don't
What does it
remember.
say somewhere in there that I can't sue a paralegal?
Yeah, it's in this one or it's in chat. Okay, no, I'm reading. Okay, so guys, I've really been doing a lot of studying, seeing I'm taking notes. I'm reading PowerPoint presentations. It says, okay.
Now, are you saying they can't sue you as a paralegal? Like if you were working for a firm and then they just didn't like your work personally at your job, right? They didn't like. Are you saying they can't sue you as a paralegal?
Okay, so this is what it says.
But you on the private side, if you did something to someone, I'm pretty sure they can bring you into court and sue you. You know what I mean?
This is what it says. I wrote it down. Paralegals, they can't represent a client because we're not attorneys. We work under the attorney. That's what a paralegal does. we work as independent contractors. I can make the advantages. I can work on, I could choose the projects that I want to work on. So like, for instance, if I want to do family law, I could work as a paralegal under a family law attorney, and I get to make my own hours.
What exactly does a paralegal do, Erica? Can you explain that to us?
You see all those motions and petitions and all that?
Yes.
That's going to be me. I get to type all that stuff up.
Oh, okay.
Fun, right?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's why I would know what documents to file and what documents not to file. So if CPS was to mess with me, I can learn how to be like, okay, if they're going to continue to try to get me for slander, I can type up a slander letter and I can send it over to my lawyer and they can sign it, and bam, they got a slander notice on their butts.
So it seems like the paralegals are the ones that do a lot of the, a lot of the work on the down low.
Yeah, unfortunately, paralegals do a lot of the work. What we cannot do is we cannot sign the documents. The lawyers are the ones that have to approve and sign the documents. But unfortunately, you know how people say the system is corrupted. Well, it is corrupted. But unfortunately, if I was to go into family law, I would be the one that does make documents legally, and I'd be the one that making documents illegally. So I'd be the one that kind of be like doing the dirty work. So please don't hate me. I don't think I'm going to be doing family law though. I might try it out, see if I like it. If not, I can always change. That's the good thing about being a paralegal. But I was trying to read in my notes because I'm in chapter 2, and it says there's a reason why. I think the reason why they don't allow paralegals in court is because we know the law. We're not an attorneys, but we know the law. We're the ones that make up the papers.
How long have you been doing this in college?
This is my second week.
Second week. Okay, you just started. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And get this, guys. I want to share my screen again. It's only going to get interesting time after time after time, because I'm going to go to my modules. And if you look at this, these are all the modules I'm going to have to do. I'm going to, some of these are not open until a certain date. But look, Michael, if you can see the screen,
yeah.
In week 4, I'm going to have a field trip, a virtual field trip to Bexar County Courthouse. You know why? Because that's visit. Where I'm going to be submitting all these documents. When I saw Michael do these videos, he's done a lot of work, guys. Some people hate him for it. Some people probably don't like him for it. But he's done a lot of work. Obviously, Michael, you should go to be a paralegal. It's not that hard. It's common sense.
Yeah. No, I was actually looking into law school. So
okay. So I want to go now that we know about that. I want to go back to YouTube, and we're going to finish that YouTube video before I even go to bed. So I don't mind. I want to get this done and be the last video because I got a lot of reading to do. I got to read chapter 2 and 3 of this week by like Sunday. So that's another reason why I want to continuing to finish this video. If you don't mind, Michael, do we have time to finish today?
Yeah, you can cover what is trying to go for it.
Okay. I think today I'm going to control. My brother and have him call me. He called me, and that's when I found out.
Okay, so
I'm
the
gonna
reason
start
why
right here.
hold on. The reason why you can't hear the sound is because you didn't share it with sound. So stop sharing the screen and then share the screen again and make sure that you're sharing it with the sound. Okay.
So I click what? How do I share it with the sound?
Share the screen.
Okay.
Okay. And then the bottom left, there's going to be a little checkbox that says share with sound.
Sound and then share.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, we won't be able to hear it.
The child we're talking about. That was child abuse. That's considered physical child abuse. I don't know the person who got arrested. In fact,
Hold on, Erica.
my brother will sit here and
hold on, Erica. Let's not share this video because this is the actual one that with me and you. So this isn't the real video.
Okay, hold on. We need the real one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's just the video that we did yesterday, and it's not even gonna cover it because we didn't even do it. We didn't finish it.
Okay. Nope.
Now let's move
Oh,
on to
get this.
after
I want
the
to show
visit
this, Michael.
stopped in December of
Here's a live
2020
CPS
until today.
CPS court right here. I've been
What's
watching
left
it.
to
I
hold
want
on,
to show
press
here's a little bit of
pause.
this too.
Erica, press pause.
Okay, well,
We can hear you.
for a couple months after it took, like I would
What is it?
So
that you're saying?
guys, I wanted to come on and show y'all this video because the woman that sued me, she opened doors like she doesn't realize how much doors she opened, but she opened more doors because I've been watching a lot of these YouTube videos on this court setting, and a lot of these are court settings based on in Wilson County court. And so I came across this court. This is the Russell Wilson. Actually, Russell Wilson appeared in the courtroom that the woman is suing me for. Okay. This is Bobby Garza. She is the CPS worker. That is the child's attorney. That is the court rep. You see, court rep. You asked me yesterday, it's court rep. That is the foster parent. That is the attorney for the mom. That is, I think, the attorney for CPS. One of these two are the attorneys for CPS. I don't remember which one. Exactly, which one's for CPS. One of them, I know one of them is for the foster parents, I think. And then the other one is for CPS.
Shelly Merritt is the attorney for CPS.
Yeah.
Because
she is
the attorney for CPS.
Okay. So she opened doors for me having the possibility. And can I let viewers watch a little bit of this? Do you mind?
Sure, but just keep in mind that we're probably gonna have to shut down in a bit. I would like to focus more on your case and your story.
Okay. I just wanted to show this. This is a video if y'all want to. Maybe Michael could share it in the description and people watch it. And then make nasty, rude comments if you got to. Because CPS needs to know that they are hated. Now, where's mine?
I know you got a lot of great stuff to show, right? But today I wanted to share your story and
okay, here's mine.
There you go.
But I just want viewers to know that I've been able to watch that.
I guess your girl is a fan now. Daily Harvest literally does all the work
and it's
for
good
you.
because it's a good thing I am watching it because I can figure out what they're trying to do.
What other witnesses do you have?
I've got two witnesses, Mr. Franklin and Jeremy Thomas.
I'm going to go back.
I believe they're
because I don't remember if we're there.
How long was your hearing?
I don't know, probably about an hour.
Let me ask. Shows it was represented that he had quilts, plural, in her journal. For dispute in the paragraph.
Knows that only applied to her medical and dental records.
Okay, that's not me.
As a matter of fact, he's already
There's other cases on here.
Edward Stantine Jr. We're asking that the possession and access be modified in the best interest of Edward. And we're also asking for a restraining order or stay away order.
Wait, hold on. All right, Mr. Jeremy Thomas.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, can you stop walking?
Okay, when you're in court, guys, a judge is not going to want to hear all that distraction in the background. They want court to proceed. This is like, he was at work, guys. Apparently, he's going to confess that he was at work. That's like being unorganized and being prepared for court. You got to be prepared for court, right, Michael?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of distraction in the court proceeding.
Yeah, I'm getting to my car because I'm currently at work right now, but I'm about to get in my car.
Okay, I'm going to mute you until you get there.
I honestly don't know why the judge was just, complaining. He can just mute him.
So lastly, we're just
Okay,
asking.
hold on. Let me just go ahead and swear him in. All right, I'm asking. All right, Mr. Thomas, do you swear or affirm the testimony you may give in the matter now on trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
He didn't even raise his hand up.
All right, and
That's
your
just
name?
disrespectful.
Jeremy Thomas.
Okay, and I'm going to mute you now, sir.
Wasn't he supposed to raise his hand up, Michael?
The judge didn't
All
call
right,
for it.
go ahead, Ms. Aldrich.
Yes, Your Honor. Lastly, we're just asking for a stay away against Miss Erica Thomas. So we're asking for temporary managing conservator to suspend the visits or restrict the visits.
Yeah, you might as well just
And also stay
strip
away,
my
Your Honor.
rights or try to. Oh, I
And
know
what
why they didn't want to
visitation
do that,
does
because if they tried to
Erica
do that
Thomas
now,
have right
my
now?
son would be
Right
coming
now,
home.
she gets the first, third, and fifth weekends
But
of
then
the
they
month
can't.
pursuant to that final order at Kids Share. And she has not made her visits in February, nor has she made the
Wanted to come on here and let viewers know that the reason why my rights weren't stripped during the CPS proceeding is because CPS allowed me to keep my youngest. And in the state of Texas, when a parent has one of their children, they cannot terminate rights on one child and not the other. I just want viewers to know that. For those who, I don't know what y'all laws are in other states, that y'all might have similar laws like that, but I don't know. But here in Texas, that's how Texas works.
missed 18 months in a row immediately after that order had been signed.
Okay, and what are you going to ask me to do today, Ms. Thomas?
I don't think she has any pleadings on file, Your Honor.
I understand.
This is the part you
I'm gonna
missed,
ask her to
Michael,
unmute though.
the very beginning.
Hello, Your Honor. I have been having my visits. They just haven't been cooperating with my visits, sir.
All right, so are you going to
I
be?
have the police reports and everything to prove it.
This is not time to testify. So you're going to be asking me to not do what they're asked, what Ms. Hastings is requesting. Is that correct?
Like currently, I
It should have
have
been a yes or no
rights to my
question, right?
visitation, so I'm going to continue my visitation.
Yeah, you should.
Those are my rights currently.
Okay, so, all right.
I have to sit here and pay child support. So if I have to sit here and pay
Okay,
child
ma'am,
support, I have
ma'am.
rights to visitation.
Okay, that's
Okay.
enough. All right, everyone's aware of your position now.
The smirk that my brother puts on his face.
Okay. Ms. Aldrich, your first witness.
I would like to call Jeremy Thomas, please, Your Honor, if you
Okay,
can.
we kind of
unmute him.
heard that, so I'm gonna fast forward it. Viewers, if y'all want to rewatch it, y'all can. Y'all can, but I want to go.
To the admissibility
Yes,
of the petitioner's exhibit 2.
Well, the reason why I'm objecting it to it is because I want to let you know currently I have a 4-year-old boy in my custody. He is the brother of.
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Thomas, again,
You want to explain
I'm
it
fine,
again,
that's not a
Michael, if you
legal
got new
objection.
viewers
So without
tonight?
a legal objection,
I'm sorry, say it again, Erica.
Do you want to repeat what you told me the other day? for new viewers, just in case new people are watching this?
Okay, so the reason why, well, you because we're kind of skipping a part right there, right?
He was asking me if I was wanting to object to what they're asking.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're not showing right now is Erica. Well, you want to rewind it just a bit so that people can follow along.
I will admit.
Go back to
Petitioner's
the
Exhibit number
document.
2, and you'll have a chance to speak very
What you
shortly.
should do is just let it play from the beginning. Just go through it and.
Made a law for pretty much just lied on law. Pretty much just lied and stated that.
I'll do that.
Hastings is requesting. Is that correct?
Let's just watch the video. Okay.
Like currently I have rights to my visitation.
They'll fight. They'll
So I'm
figure it
gonna
out.
continue my visitation. Those
Okay,
are my
so-
rights currently.
Okay, so, all right.
I have to sit here and pay child support. So if I have to sit here and pay
Okay,
child
ma'am,
support, I have
ma'am.
rights to visitation.
Okay, that's
Okay.
enough. All right, everyone's aware of your position now. Okay. Ms. Aldrich, your first witness.
I would like to call Jeremy Thomas, please, Your Honor, if you can unmute him.
All right, Mr. Thomas, go ahead.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have any other electronic device going there, Mr. Thomas?
No, sir. I just have my phone.
Do you have your door open?
Yeah, is that better?
Nice. Unorganized.
Yes, because we keep getting wind noise. That's better. Go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, Mr.
Okay.
Thomas has been sworn.
Yes.
Okay.
He has.
Jeremy Thomas, can I call you Jeremy?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, my name is Pam Aldridge and I represent Ms. Hastings. I think you are aware of that. Can you state your name for the record?
My name is Jeremy Thomas, Jeremy Glenn Thomas.
Okay, and how are you related to this case? How are you involved with this case?
I'm actually the I have actually conservatorship for Edward Stantine right now. I'm also the uncle of Edward Stantine.
Okay, and how are you related to Erica Thomas?
You're the what?
That is my sister.
Okay, I didn't, you said you were something, you're the what of Edward Stantine?
I'm the uncle of Edward Stantine, and I'm the sister of Erica Thomas.
All right, thank you, sir.
Sister.
Okay.
You
Go ahead.
messed
The
up.
screen, Your
I'm
Honor.
the uncle of,
Yes.
I'm the,
Okay, Jeremy, I'm
Erica's-
going to show you
he messed up on that part.
a
He said
document.
it right the first time, but the second time he got it mixed up.
Your Honor, did that show up the final order in suit affecting the parent-child relationship?
Nope.
It did not show up?
No, what we're seeing is, it looks like a index. It says Petitioner's Exhibit 1, but the document itself did not show up. You go, that's better.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, Jeremy, what is this? Do you recognize this piece of paper or this document?
Yes, ma'am. That's the court documents in Wilson County.
Okay, and this was entered on June 20th or around that date of 2000?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
And this is in regards to Erica. And who is Edward Bailey Stantine? Who is that?
That is Edward's dad. That is Junior's dad.
Okay, and this was a CPS case, correct?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
And when this case started, how old was Edward?
It wasn't even one yet.
Okay. And at the end of this case, the father's rights were terminated, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but Erica retained some of her rights, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and here on page 3, it shows that you were appointed as the sole managing conservator.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
And also at 7.4, it says that you have the exclusive right to designate the primary residence of the child within the state of Texas.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay, and you're here today to ask the judge to allow Edward to live with Wendy. Is that
Yes,
what you're
ma'am.
asking?
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we're gonna go down here to page 4. Here's the mother's right. She was appointed
Erica, can you
possessory
make this screen
conservator.
bigger?
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So her rights were not terminated.
Correct.
All right. And also
Yeah,
I see
just
on
hit the
page
full screen
7
button.
down here, there are some injunctions that she is not allowed
How do you do the full screen
to,
button?
for certain people to be around Edward and also not to be 100 feet of you. Why was that stay away put in place at that time? Do you know?
Because there was a Facebook post. We still have the Facebook post. There was posts where Erica stated on Facebook that she would come into the house and she would kidnap her child out of our care. So that was one of the reasons why that was also placed in order, and it was also for the safety of Edward Stantine Jr.
I should ask.
Okay. And why did they felt the need to protect Edward Jr.?
I want the
Because Erica's Edward Stantine Sr. was he's actually a convicted criminal, and he has histories of breaking into people's houses and stuff. And then also at the time, Erica was still talking to Senior at the time of the CPS cases was going on, and so we felt that it was for our safety and for Junior's safety that we placed some restraining orders.
Okay. Has she abided by this 100 feet stay away?
As far as I know, yeah. But other than the incident they just had in San Marcos, where she made a law for pretty much just lied and stated that with the law enforcement in San Marcos.
Okay. Are there any other concerns right now in regards to, I'm going to call him Junior. Is that all right, since we have an Edward?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So have there been any other concerns with her threatening people or threatening Junior?
Yeah, she still posts stuff on Facebook. There's just recently I seen that she had posted something on there about a couple of days ago. So you know, and I do feel like there's safety concerns for Junior if he does go back. One of them is actually really,
Why would I
and like I said, I'm doing this for the best interest of Junior, and one of the reasons why I really want him to go back with Wendy is because he's so mostly attached to Wendy. You know, there's he is just, you know, it would be an emotional
Erica,
breakdown
press
if he
pause
did stay with Wendy.
You want to make a comment?
Okay, I'll ask you that a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. I just want to get through this order to show the judge what it actually says. I'm going to go down to the attachment down here in regards to her visitations. And this here says she gets the first, third, and fifth Saturdays of the month. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
For 4 hours.
Correct.
But it's supposed to be supervised at KidShare.
Correct.
Okay. And are you aware of her making all these visits since 2017?
No, she has not made all of them visits since 2017. Right after the case had happened, there was an 18-month period. Me and Wendy, we had hired an attorney. The attorney, I don't know what happened with the case. You know, she never looked into it. But when we first closed the case out, there was an 18-month period where Erica did not go to visitations, no nothing. And me and Wendy, the day after we got the papers, we went up there to KidShare to get everything finalized and everything. And all they said is Erica would just have to call up there and just whenever she's ready to make a scheduled appointment, that's all she had to do. So we put forth the effort to hurry up and get the visitation started right after the court case had happened. But there was a whole 18-month period where she didn't even contact KidShare.
Okay, and you're also aware that she missed all of February.
So I want to make a comment. So when a parent's rights are like not like they're supervised, there's parents that I've met actually that have rights to their children, but the foster parents deny their visitation rights. As a mom, I did not trust my brother enough to do that. So I had the option to use KidShare. And so of course I used KidShare to show, I was able to choose KidShare. It was either KidShare or it was going to be my brother. And in this case, I did not trust my brother enough to protect my visitation rights. Had he done the visits, because that was an option too. But it's a good thing that my visits are supervised at this time, because a KidShare is supposed to be a neutral party.
Okay, Erica, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I gotta let you know I got about 30 minutes left because people are
Okay.
going to sleep. Okay.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know.
February, correct?
Yes, ma'am. And end of March. Well,
End of-
she hasn't had one in March yet, neither.
Okay, and the way KidShare works, she would need to set that up. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, ma'am. She'll set it up. We'll set it. We'll call in, you know, or they'll call us and schedule a visit, and then they will call Erica and they will confirm with Erica, and then so that's how that will go. They will confirm with Erica. They'll confirm it, and then once it's confirmed, then you know that's when the visitation is set.
Okay, and when they called you to bring Junior, have you at any time refused to bring him to these visits?
No, we ain't never refused. We canceled. We would have to cancel, and we would call KidShare way ahead of time. We would cancel, and we had documentations and doctor notes of the reason why the visitation was canceled.
Okay, and due to COVID right now, KidShare is doing remote visits. Is that
Yes, ma'am. They're doing Zoom visits. Yes, ma'am.
and it's your understanding that she's making these police reports because she can't see him in person?
I'm assuming so.
Okay. And then lastly, the attachment B here is in regards to her child support, which she's been ordered to pay $195 a month. Has she paid that to you since 2017?
Honestly, I probably got maybe about 3 payments from her. I probably got about 3 payments, and in them 3 payments wasn't even I haven't even had a full month of her paying $195 in a month. Now, due to the fact they're garnishing her income taxes, I was receiving I did receive her income tax, and I also received some of her first stimulus check.
Okay. I'm going to show you another exhibit. This is marked Petitioner's Exhibit 2. Can you tell me what this is?
That's temporary guardianship.
Okay. And is this your signature?
Quick comment, that caseworker that appeared on top, I could subpoena to her to court because these documents that I have are listing Jeremy as the father, but he's not the father. So that's a lying matter that they did, and I could put somebody in jail.
Signature at the bottom. Is that your signature right there?
Yes, ma'am. That's my signature.
Okay. And what does this affidavit mean to you? What are you actually doing?
That means I pretty much have all of the rights for him to go to the doctors, for him to for him to get enrolled in the school and stuff like that, and to take care of him.
Okay. And is this a guardianship affidavit that you are actually allowing Wendy, Miss Hastings, to take care of Junior?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you're allowing her to make all the health and emergency medical care decision, educational decisions, travel, and other decisions that would be in his best interest. Is that what you're?
Yes, ma'am.
And you completed this with the assistance of the Department of Family and Protective Service. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and at this time you want to convert that quote unquote guardianship into a conservatorship so she can have those protections.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay, so Your Honor, at this time I'd like to admit petitions Exhibit 1 and 2 that was just presented.
All right, well, Exhibit 1 is already in the court's file. I'll take judicial notice of that. That's above there. And Ms. Thomas, do you have any legal objection to the admission of the guardianship affidavit? Ms. Thomas, I don't know if you're trying to speak, you're muted.
Oh, say again, sir?
I was talking to Erica Thomas.
Hello, sir.
Right, do you have
Hello,
any,
Your Honor.
yes, do you have any legal objection to the admission of the petitioner's exhibit number 2, which is the guardianship?
Yeah, I do, Your Honor.
What-
It's crazy. I knew about that investigation that was going on. The CASA worker on the
Oh, okay,
case
ma'am.
that y'all saw on the
Ma'am,
orders.
Ms. Thomas, Ms. Thomas. Okay, the only thing I'm asking right now is, do you have an objection to the admissibility of this piece of paper? I'm not asking if you agree with it.
Yes, I do.
What is your objection to the admissibility
Yes, I do.
of the petitioner's exhibit 2?
Well, the reason why I'm objecting it to it is because I want to let you know currently I have a 4-year-old boy in my custody. He is the brother of.
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Thomas, again, I'll find that's not a legal objection. So without a legal objection, I will admit petitioner's exhibit number 2, and you'll have a chance to
Press
speak
pause right
very
here
shortly.
so I can explain.
Go ahead, Ms. Aldrich.
Okay. So guys, I'm gonna explain what Erica should have done. Okay, so this document that was being brought into court, okay, Erica had an option to object to it, right? But she needs to give a legal reason to do that, right? And at the time she didn't know how to respond, right? I'm like most parents, you can't blame her, right? This is one of the very first instances. I mean, they're just pulling out this document right out of nowhere. She didn't expect it to be thrown there, right? But what should have Erica have responded, right? She could have said, I object, right? I object because I'm the possessory conservator right now. Okay, Jeremy is the managing conservator. Okay, and this woman here, okay, is not the successor conservator. Okay, I'm the successor conservator. Okay, if the managing conservator can't provide put forth the effort to watch my son, then I am the successor, right? That is how she should have objected to it, right? Or she could have said that I object because I don't know this woman to the best of my knowledge. I don't even know if she has a background check. I don't know. I mean, she could have said a multitude of things, right? But
What about what if happens? What if I said due process of law is why I'm objecting to it?
No, she has every right to file like suit against you, right? That's her due process of law. Like I said, a reason why you can object to it is because this is the first time that it just came out, right? You didn't know or had enough time that to see what it was, you know what I mean? But then again, yesterday you told me that they did serve you did resign for it, so you had enough time. So the only thing that I would have objected to up until this point is that you didn't have I mean you are the successor.
Another thing that I could say is I need time to get counsel.
Or that too. I mean, I don't see how that would have really came out. I really don't see how you would be able to use that. You know, I mean, you could say I object because I haven't had time to show counsel, right? But they still would have admitted to it. They still would have said that, you know what? Well, Your Honor, she was served on this day, right? And here's the proof of service. So she's had enough sufficient time to get counsel, and that was one of the very first things in the beginning. Remember? You were trying to not have the case started because you didn't have counsel, and they started anyways. So they would have they would have admitted this anyways. So your only option here was to be no, Your Honor, I object to it because I'm the successor conservator. I'm the possessory conservator right now, and Jeremy's the managing. So I'm the successor. I'm the next in line, right? That's what I'll talk. That's the only thing that I can come up with right now, right? All right, I got about 20 minutes left, Erica.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jeremy Thomas,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me a little bit about your relationship with Wendy. How long have y'all been together?
Me and Wendy, we was together for 7 years. Me and Wendy, we got into Jackson's life Jackson wasn't even 1 yet. They were there was times where Erica and Senior, they were living in a trailer, probably no bigger than, no bigger than, I can't even explain it to you. I mean, it was very unlivable conditions. And so we actually we've been, me and Wendy together, we've been in Jackson's Edward's life his whole entire life.
Would you consider yourselves common law married at that time?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We was living under the same roof. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you considered her to be your wife and she considered you to be her husband at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you were together 7 years, and when did you how old was Jackson? How old was, I'm sorry, I think his nickname is something else. How old was Junior when he was actually placed with you and Wendy?
You mean after foster care or just through whole entire foster care and everything?
During the pendency of the CPS case, how old
was he? He was with us. Edward was with us probably since he wasn't even 1 yet. He wasn't even fully poly trained yet.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I keep getting a clicking noise. I've muted everyone except the attorney and Jeremy Thomas. If anyone's doing anything that's making a clicking noise, I'd appreciate it if you'd stop. And I'm actually going to mute myself. Sometimes noises that the person whose electronic device is on can't hear filter through. So I'm going to mute myself and let you continue.
Okay. Mr. Thomas, when you had Junior, did you have him full-time 24/7?
No, actually, Wendy was the one was there 24/7. I was actually the one I was always working, made sure everything in the house was taken care of as far as financially wise. But as far as like everything, the 24-hour watch, being there, to make sure he's doing his work and all of that stuff, that was Wendy's part.
Okay, and he's 6 right now, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and it's fair to say that he's lived over 90% of his life with Wendy and you.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay, and you had mentioned that Wendy actually helps with his homework. Does she take him to the doctors?
Yeah, Wendy's always did that. She's always took him to the doctors, made sure he got enrolled in the school. Wendy just put him in football. He's playing football now, so yeah, Wendy, and you said 90%, I would say more or less Junior's been our life 95% of his life.
Okay, so you believe it's in his best interest for Wendy to continue to take care of him and have.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay, we are also asking for the court to suspend her visits or reduce her visits. Are you in agreement with that, and why?
Yes, ma'am, because for one, she doesn't pay child support. She still owes almost $5,000 worth of child support. It might be more than that now.
Besides child support, are there any other reasons why her visit should be restricted or suspended?
Well, she doesn't go anyways. She hasn't been there since February, and she hasn't made a visit in March.
Mm-hmm. And Junior?
And before that, is she's supposed to do 4 hours a visit, but she only does an hour a visit. She only sees them a whole hour. And another thing that concerns me, as far as the visitations go, Junior doesn't like to be there. The only reason Junior goes is because so he can see his brother. We ask him questions about, hey, did you see your brother today? No. He said, what did you and Erica do? And he's always like, oh, we didn't do nothing. It was very boring.
Okay, so he's expressed to you that he does not want to go to the visits?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hey, y'all gonna have to mute me real quick because I just got called into the job.
I think I can get other testimony from his brother, Your Honor. I think he just left. You're on mute, Judge. Your Honor, you're still on mute. Oh, there we go.
Okay, we figured out who the problem was. It was Jeremy Thomas on the clicking noise, whatever that is.
Yeah.
All right,
I
Ms.
guess he
Thomas
had to
still
go.
has a chance to cross-examine him, but you, for the time being, you can start with your other witness.
Will do, Your Honor. I would like to call Mr. Franklin Thomas.
All right, go ahead.
Can you unmute yourself, Franklin? Is that
Yes.
okay if I call you Franklin?
Yes, that's fine.
And Franklin, you're the other brother of Erica, correct?
Yes.
Press pause real quick, Erica.
And you know why we're here today. We're here to ask.
I just find it very. Hold on, let me put up my video. There you go. Okay, guys, I just find it very interesting that the judge just allowed Jeremy Thomas to walk away when he's an actual party to the case. Didn't even say, "Wait, hold on just a minute, sir. We're not done." Nothing, right? Just let him, and they just moved on, right? It's just crazy. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. You can just play.
Sorry. This video is very hard to watch, you guys, and I know it needs to be shared. I get so emotional watching this, guys. Because it's like, explain
that
why.
For conservatorship for Wendy of Junior. Are you in agreement with that and why?
Yes, I'm in agreement with it. I have seen both sides of the family on this issue. When it comes to Wendy, she had been essentially the mother, caretaker, nurturer from day one of Edward's life, essentially. She has been really, as far as when it comes to taking care of it, she was the homemaker and Jeremy was the provider. He was bringing income and everything. But when it came to seeing Edward through everything that he would naturally go through, it was her.
Keep in mind, guys, Franklin Thomas was adopted. So, of course, he's going to choose to keep a child away from his mother. He was adopted. He didn't have our mom. He got adopted by a family member. But I just wanted to let y'all know that, too.
That was there.
Okay. So have you seen significant differences or changes, improvements to Junior while he's been in the care of Wendy?
I have, as far as from cleanliness to overall behavior patterns to his overall fullness, even. There was a period of time where when I visited Edward before Wendy and Jeremy got involved, this was back when Erica and Santine were together. There was some questionableness.
Whoops.
So whether he would ever get healthy, so to speak. The trailer that they lived in was less than dilapidated, for lack of better terms. And I saw some things there that brought about long before the CPS case. So I kind of knew that all this was going to come to a point.
Okay. So it's fair to say there's
Quick statement. So I have all of Edward's shot records, by the way, the original records, not the ones they got to make copies of. But I got his original records and he's up to date. He was up to date on all his shots because I was the one that took him to the doctors and the dentist and all that. And I have all that record of it too. So that's good, I guess. And I can try to bring it in this courtroom. So to show the judge that I was the one that was the person that took care of him.
and lots of issues that brought the case into the care of the department.
Yeah, there is a 180-degree difference between what I saw then under Erica's care to Wendy's care.
Okay. And do you see Wendy and Junior frequently to check in on him?
I haven't seen them very much because of COVID. Apart from seeing them on phone and talking to them, I haven't had a chance to really see them as much as I would like to.
Okay. And when you did see them, can you describe what their relationship looks like, how they interact?
They act as a mother and son does. It's very homely, very happy. He's always wanting to do things, and they're always, catering to his, needs as a child. So I've never I do the same thing with my own daughter. And so when I bring my daughter to them and they go off and they play and do all the things that wonderful kids do. And so I've never seen anything other than just, a happy home.
Would you agree with me that she would be the only mom that he's known throughout his life?
Yeah.
Okay. If you know about the visits
Yes.
that she has at KidShare? Okay. Do you know do you feel that should continue or if it should be suspended?
I would like to see it suspended.
Right.
Primarily because of several things. There was a time I got to go to one of the visitations with Wendy and Jeremy. And while I was there, Erica actually threatened harm to Wendy while she was present there and over the child.
That was a lie. And just want viewers to know that as long as I'm paying child support, I always will have those visitations. So they cannot strip visitations from me, because that's how the system works. You pay child support, you have visitation. You don't have visitation, you don't pay child support.
Now at that time, the child was off playing with, I keep calling her Miss Bowman, but I know it's not Miss Bowman. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember the woman's name, but she was the the caseworker that was helping with the vegetation during that time. And that's one of the things I've seen. I've also seen
keep lying, boy.
Erica's erratic behavior that basically led to her online harassment, to slandering both my family and theirs, to the point where I won't even talk to Erica if I can help it.
Okay. So is it fair to say you and Jeremy do not talk to your sister at this time due to the harassment on social media?
I do not partake in social media. I've actually gotten off of it. I've decided I had enough.
Can you tell the court what type of threat she makes?
By the way, guys, all these people right here in this video, they're all blocked on my Facebook. So, and I found out that they're blocked. I'm blocked on there. So guess what? There is no communication if we're both being blocked on. If we've blocked each other, there's no communication whatsoever anyway.
Or what types of things she posts?
Kidnapping her child. At one point, she threatened to come to Wendy's place of residence. And it got so bad that it prompted Wendy to actually relocate to another part of the city. She talked about something called Featherwood. I don't even know what that is, but somebody said it was connections. So
something called what, sir?
It's something. She said at one point that she had a connection to something called she lived at a place called Fairweather, but she had connection to Featherwood, which is I don't know what that is, but that was her connection to get at Wendy. And that's I've heard personally. I don't know.
What is he
Go ahead
talking
with your
about?
questions, ma'am.
So I'll explain what he's talking about. So remember how I told you yesterday that even though I've paid all this money outright out of my pocket, I have a stable housing through HUD. I'm under a program called Fairweather Family Lodge. It's basically a house, like I have my own room. I have my own bedroom. We share a kitchen and we share the laundry room and we share basically the outside. It is all gated. It has cameras. It is everything that we need. Basically, Lakendra, if I was to cross-examine Lakendra, she knows where we're at. She knows where I'm at because she called up here talking her crap, and I filed a civil disturbance on her when she did that. And the crazy part, the good thing about that, it's going to fall on her butt when she does that, because the place where I live, they don't deal with custody issues. They only deal with CPS issues. So I'm basically around a whole bunch of mandated reporters, and they have not reported anything with me having Alexander. So that right there should be enough evidence to prove to the courts that my son should be home. Because I'm around, I guarantee you, Michael, I'm around a lot of mandated reporters at this moment. Counselors, therapists, you name it.
Okay, Franklin, do you believe those threats are credible for her to come and kidnap her son?
Yes.
Why do you believe they're credible threats?
Primarily because I know Edward Santine Sr. At the time that the threats were being made, she was still with Edward Santine Sr. And Edward Santine is for lack of a better term, well-connected within a certain community set. And primarily, I don't want to say the word, but the skinhead. And so when they talked about kidnapping, it wouldn't be the first time. She has said in the past also that she does not want Junior to be living with Wendy. And part of it has to do with her race. And not just her, whether she can take care of the child or not. In the past, she had also given, this happened about 3 months after Edward was born. We were called to their trailer, and they wanted to draw up papers for adoption, that myself and my wife would adopt Edward.
That was a lie. He lied right there. It wasn't adoption papers. It was, okay, so I created okay, you know how there's will laws? Like if I was to die and something was to happen to me, I have the right to choose who has my son before I pass away. Because in the event, if I pass away and I don't have somebody to take over, that's when the states get your child. And he's lying in court. I did not file for adoption paperwork.
What is this that he said about a skinhead?
He doesn't want to say that his dad was on methamphetamines. His dad did meth. That was his drug toys.
Okay,
and that's how he's labeling him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should CPS ever get involved? So it was something that they kind of knew what might happen. But at the time we turned it down because my wife was also pregnant with my daughter. So
Then why
it
you
was kind of
say?
one of the cases where
You freaking turned it down.
we got our own hands full, we're about to be new parents.
So he turned this piece of paperwork down, guys. And now he wants to speak up against me. Like, come on now. It makes no sense, right? What do you think, Michael? He didn't want my kid back then.
It's getting interesting. Yeah, I really do. But I have to tell you,
And he's married.
I'm probably gonna have to be cutting this short already. Only because where I'm at, there's people that are getting ready to lay down. So we're probably gonna have to end up closing it up tonight, Erica.
Can we do a part 3?
So your opinion right now is that it would be in Edward's best interest for him to stay with Wendy, for the visits to be restricted, and also for a stay away order against your sister.
All right. Now, Ms. Erica Thomas, I need to let you know, this is not a chance for you to testify. You will have a chance to testify on your own behalf shortly. But this is an opportunity for you to ask questions of this witness. So what questions do you have for this witness?
I do have a question. I would like to know why CPS was called on LaKendra and my brother. Like, I don't know the situation.
Objection, Your Honor. I don't believe he has personal knowledge of that.
Mr. Franklin Thomas, you may answer the question. I will hold the objection if you have personal knowledge. You may answer.
I didn't know why, for example, why provided Erica reference. Actually, I don't know. I have. Thomas?